Hello board gamers, and welcome to my Imperium Classics and Legends solo review. So these are both separate boxes that are sold, and they are like 30 to 35 euros or dollars, and you can buy just the classics or the legends, it doesn't matter, but they will both add 8 different civilizations. So combining these two, you have 16 civilizations. And there is also a new expansion, Imperium Horizons, that was released last year, and that will add, I believe, 14 new civilizations, but I haven't bought that yet. These are primarily, I think, solo games. You can play with 2 or 3, I think even 4 people, but I have once played with 2 and 3 people and it was not a good time. So I would say if you want to get these games, just get them for solo play. They are not that great as a 3-player game or something like that. You get pretty good value out of both boxes because there are, as I told, 8 civilizations. So even if you buy just the classics, you can play many hours. There are 8 different puzzles, kinda. Each civilization is like a own puzzle you need to solve, and you need to figure out how to play it the perfect way or the best way. So I would say you can easily play each civilization 3 to 5 times and not even get bored after that. So there's a lot of replay value. You can play against any civilization in the box. The solo system lets you play against any civilization. So there are millions of combinations if you own all of these Horizon boxes. So yeah, there's a lot of replay value in that way. Setup time is decent. It's not too long. And playtime is also really nice. I think it's taking something like maybe 45 minutes to play, depending on how fast you play. Unfortunately, in these boxes, you get a manual book where you need to find the page where the solo civilization rules are for each civilizations. They added reference cards, which are like this size, I think, in the Horizons expansion, but in these boxes you need to fold the rule book to use the solo opponent, which can be a little bit annoying, but it's not a huge issue, at least for me. But in the Horizons you will get a reference card that's easier to use and play. In the negative side, I would say that a huge issue for me is endgame scoring. It can be a little hassle. There are a lot of different cards, and at the end of the game you will have a lot of different stuff on the field. You will have green cards, you will have region cards, you will have unrest cards, you will have all kinds of different cards, and many of those require you to check if you have another cities or more regions or anything like that, and it can be a little bit painful to count the score you have at the end of the game. It takes a little time and it feels like a chore, and luckily the AI opponent scoring is easier. You just count them cards and it's easier. You don't need to separate anything or anything like that. And maybe other negative would be there are balance issues. Some civilizations are stronger, some are weaker. It's quite obvious, and you need to spend a little time to see what civilizations can really play against each other, because there will be some matchups where you just win or lose easily, and it's because of the balance issue. And I think they address some of those in the Horizons expansion. there are some replacement cards and some rule changes to some things, some civilizations. But yeah, it was for me a little bit annoying because there are clearly matchup you can't play. You just can't lose to some bad civ the bot is playing, or you can't just win with the weakest civilizations against the stronger civilizations in the boxes. So yeah, it takes a little time to figure out what civs are equally balanced, and yeah, that could be a little bit annoying. But in overall, I still recommend these, but only for solo use. They are not that fun with other people, but the solo is great, and I basically love everything David Turczi is doing, and Nigel Buckle and David Turczi have done Voidfall, which is an amazing game. These are not at the same amazing level, but these are still great games, and they are pretty cheap, offer a lot of replay value, and for solo use, I would recommend to get at least the classics and see if you like that. Then you can add the Legends or the Horizons. But I think the Horizons has, I have heard, a better rulebook. These have quite awful rulebook, but there are luckily videos on YouTube that will explain how to play the solo mode. I would recommend to watch those. The rule books in these games are bad. They are just not doing their job. But in the Horizons, they fix that. But I haven't seen the rule book myself, but I've heard that it's way better. So keep that in mind. You probably need to watch some videos to see how to play. The game is not that complex, but it's a little bit complex. There are rules, a lot of wording, a lot of different wording. There are you may take, you gain. They are all different rules. So there's a lot of little stuff you need to be able to navigate through. So yeah, keep that in mind also. But for the cheap price, 35 euros, definitely try classics. It's the easier one. This one has a little bit harder civilizations. But on the other hand, if you are used to play card games, some civs in classics could be a little bit too simple for you. And then the Legends might be the right way to start. But I would recommend to start with the classics. It has easier to learn civs, and then add the Legends. And if you really like the game, maybe then get the Horizons. I think I will get it someday. Haven't just yet bought it, but I like this game, so I might get the Horizons also. But yeah, that's my review on these games. And they are standalone, so you don't need to own both. Both can be played alone. So yeah, and Horizon is also standalone expansion, so you can start with any box. But I would recommend to try the classics first. It's cheaper than Horizons, and see if you like that, then maybe buy Legends and Horizons. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you later, bye!